Tonight, football fans around the world are celebrating a powerful and emotional statement from one of Barcelona's most dynamic stars. As Raphinha proudly declared, "We gave everything from the start," a sentence that perfectly captures not just a single match performance, but the mentality, intensity, and identity of this evolving Barcelona squad, a team determined to reclaim dominance, restore pride, and prove that their project is built not only on talent, but on heart, resilience, and relentless effort from the very first whistle. In a match that demanded courage, discipline, and mental strength, Barcelona stepped onto the pitch under immense pressure, fully aware that expectations surrounding the club are unlike any other in world football, where history weighs heavily and every performance is measured against legendary eras of the past. And from the opening minutes it became clear that this was not going to be a cautious or hesitant display, but rather an aggressive, focused, and high-tempo approach designed to send a message to fans, critics, and rivals alike. Raphinha, whose journey to becoming a key figure at Barcelona has been marked by adaptation and growth, embodied that spirit perfectly, pressing relentlessly, tracking back defensively, attacking with directness, and showing visible passion every time he touched the ball, demonstrating why modern football demands wingers who are not only creative, but tactically intelligent and physically committed. From the first whistle, Barcelona controlled possession with purpose, circulating the ball quickly, stretching the opposition's defensive lines, and applying coordinated pressure whenever possession was lost, illustrating a clear tactical plan built on intensity and immediate reaction, a philosophy that has increasingly defined this team's identity as they seek consistency in both domestic and European competitions. The midfield operated with sharp awareness, linking defense to attack seamlessly, while the defensive line maintained composure under counterattacks, proving that collective discipline remains the foundation of any successful campaign. And throughout the match, Raphinha's energy set the tone, encouraging teammates, demanding urgency, and celebrating defensive recoveries as passionately as attacking opportunities, a sign of leadership that goes beyond statistics. As the game progressed, Barcelona's early intensity began to translate into tangible advantage, whether through goal-scoring opportunities, territorial dominance, or psychological pressure that gradually limited the opponent's confidence. And analysts observing the match highlighted how critical the opening 20 minutes were, noting that Barcelona's aggressive start prevented the opposition from settling into rhythm, reinforcing Raphinha's post-match words about giving everything from the beginning. Beyond tactics and physical execution, there was an emotional undercurrent driving the performance, as this Barcelona squad understands the significance of representing one of football's most iconic institutions, a club whose philosophy has historically revolved around technical excellence, attacking bravery, and collective unity. And in recent seasons, questions have arisen about whether that identity could be fully restored amid transitions and rebuilding phases, making statements like Raphinha has not merely reflections on a single match, but declarations of belief in a broader project. Fans inside the stadium responded to the visible effort with roaring support, recognizing the hunger displayed on the pitch. And football culture teaches us that supporters forgive mistakes far more easily than they forgive a lack of effort, meaning performances defined by commitment can strengthen the bond between players and fans even before trophies are secured. As the second half unfolded, Barcelona maintained their focus rather than retreating into caution, continuing to press, circulate possession intelligently, and exploit wide spaces, with Raphinha repeatedly testing defenders through pace and unpredictability, creating openings and forcing tactical adjustments from the opposing coach. And this sustained intensity reflected improved physical conditioning and mental preparation, key components for competing at the highest level where matches are often decided by marginal differences in concentration. Commentators praised the team's synchronization, noting how defensive recoveries immediately transitioned into attacking movements, a hallmark of teams confident in their structure, while former players analyzing the game emphasized that starting strong often sets psychological dominance that carries throughout 90 minutes, reinforcing the importance of Raphinha's message. Beyond the immediate match, the performance carries broader implications for Barcelona's season objectives, as consistency remains the ultimate test of ambition, and statements about effort must be matched week after week against varied opponents with different tactical challenges. Whether facing compact defensive setups or high-pressing rivals in European competition, Raphinha's development has mirrored Barcelona's own evolution, transitioning from adaptation phases to increasing influence, improving decision-making in the final third, refining defensive contribution, and building chemistry with teammates, illustrating how individual growth and collective ambition intertwine within elite squads. Critics who once questioned his consistency now observe a player embracing responsibility, understanding that wearing the Barcelona jersey requires not only skill, but mental resilience under constant scrutiny from global media and passionate supporters. The coaching staff deserves recognition as well, having instilled a culture that emphasizes intensity from kickoff rather than reactive play, preparing players physically and psychologically to impose their style rather than respond to opponents. And such preparation often determines whether early dominance materializes or fades under pressure. Analysts also highlight how modern football increasingly rewards teams that press aggressively in early phases, disrupting build-up play and forcing turnovers in dangerous zones, a tactic Barcelona executed effectively, validating the claim that total commitment was present from the start. Beyond technical discussion, the human element of pride remains central, as Raphinha's statement reflects emotional connection to teammates and supporters, a reminder that football at its highest level blends strategy with identity and belonging. And when players publicly express pride in collective effort, it signals unity within the dressing room, an essential ingredient for navigating long seasons filled with setbacks and triumphs. As the final whistle confirmed the result, celebrations were not merely about victory, but about affirmation that hard work, discipline, and belief can silence doubts. And interviews afterward captured a dressing room energized not by arrogance, but by satisfaction in meeting their own standards. Looking ahead, Barcelona faces a demanding schedule that will test squad depth, adaptability, and endurance, and maintaining the everything from the start mentality will be crucial against opponents equally determined to challenge their resurgence. Football history repeatedly shows that great teams distinguish themselves through consistency of intensity, not occasional brilliance, and if this performance becomes a template rather than an exception, Barcelona's ambitions for silverware gain credibility. Supporters will hope that Raphinha's words become symbolic of a season defined by courage and proactive football, while rivals will analyze footage seeking weaknesses to exploit, ensuring that competitive pressure remains relentless. Ultimately, this match serves as both a statement and a stepping stone, illustrating that pride and effort forms the foundation upon which trophies are built. And as Barcelona continues its journey, the message delivered through 90 minutes of determined football resonates clearly. Success begins not in the final moments, but in the very first whistle, when commitment, unity, and belief must already be at full intensity, because in elite sport, giving everything from the start is not merely motivational language, but a competitive necessity capable of shaping seasons, defining careers, and reigniting the spirit of a club determined to reclaim its place at the summit of world football.